Welcome to Who Knew. We are fans of the current series of Doctor Who, and here we discuss our likes, dislikes, and insights into the modern regeneration of the show. Subscribe, review, and listen to us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, or our YouTube channel, youtube.com/WhoKnewPodcast. All our episodes are on WhoKnewPodcast.com. You can leave comments there or email us at WhoKnewPodcast@gmail.com. We also have an Instagram and Twitter account. Tweet at us at WhoKnewPodcast. Find us on Facebook. Today's episode is Series 10, Episode 2, Smile. It's Bill's first proper trip in the Tardis, but Nardole is worried that the Doctor is leaving Earth, which apparently is not allowed. This episode is written by Frank Cottrell Boyce, directed by Lawrence Goh, who previously directed last episode, the pilot. This originally aired on the 22nd of April, 2017, and was originally watched by 4.25 million viewers. Hi, this is Eugene. Let's introduce ourselves.
Hi, this is Frank.
Hi, this is Brian.
Hi, this is Kelsey. I'm happy. I swear, I'm happy.
Howdy, this is Auburn.
On a distant planet, people are being killed by worker robots. One woman...
Sorry, I should already interrupt. I should have said on a distant planet called Coruscant. We'll get to that later.
One woman is trying to save others by convincing them to be happy and to smile, but it doesn't work. As the robots' faces turn from happy emojis to skulls, they kill everyone on the planet. Of course, this is where the TARDIS lands soon after that. Bill asks the Doctor why Nardole would be upset that he would leave Earth. He explains that he made a promise to guard a vault. They notice that this is a human colony without any humans. They meet an emoji bot who gives them emoji chips that show what mood they are in. Bill is thrilled as they explore, but the Doctor is getting suspicious. They soon realize that the robots have been killing anyone who isn't happy and smiling.
Sounds like 20th Century Fox.
Oh, no.
It's true. I can attest to that.
I love how the Doctor is bored. He's just, I have to go somewhere. Come on, let's just go somewhere. You know, shut up, Nardole. I want to go somewhere.
And he's like, we can be back by the time, in no time, because I have a time machine.
Yes, and that's always how the TARDIS works.
I liked, well, this is more of a question, but like when the Doctor goes to answer the door and he sees a Nardole, does he mutter mother?
Mom.
Mom? Okay.
Mom. I mean, he's doing it British, mom.
Yeah.
But he's saying mom.
Yes. So this is really well written, I think, for the dialogue and things. So I liked that because they had a lot of good banter. And they gave Bill a lot to explore right at the beginning of, well, why is the seat over here? Why isn't it closer? How much does it cost? I mean, things that it's like haven't been asked before. I thought it was a lot of fun how it started.
And that's why I like Bill, because we've been absent of these moments for 2 seasons. And so I enjoy that we now have a surrogate for the audience.
And also, like, we've gone through this kind of conversation, companion introduction talk, and they're still able to make it fresh. It's still enjoyable to get, it's a lot of exposition, but it's done as banter and really funny. And, the Doctor is realizing that she's companion material.
Oh,
and,
so
and
much,
she's just so happy to be doing it. So, yeah, it's been a long time since we had that.
Like, we want that. We want to feel happy to be with the Doctor in the TARDIS. And we didn't get that at the end of Clara's run. Or even with
a while.
Well, even with Amy and Rory, the Doctor became an inconvenience to their life.
That's right.
So that's why when Bill comes along, I was really happy and excited again with the show.
And Pearl does it really well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's a scene coming up that is my favorite in this episode. We'll get there. Oh, wait. Did we get there already? We may have.
Well, continuing what we're talking about,
because
we have the new companion and everything, the series is going back to its standing operating procedure of the first one they meet on Earth, the second one they go into the future, the third one, it'll follow, going into the past. But it just was nice to see, like, oh, wait a minute, this is the same kind of progression. I like that.
And there's a reason that formula works, because it works.
I agree with you guys. The optimism of Bill is truly a breath of fresh air, and it connects so well with this episode where she is like seeing everything through those like rose-colored glasses. No pun intended to season one, but she like is truly happy, yeah, to just be with the doctor, to be discovering everything. And so, yeah, as this episode unfolds, it helps, set up that dichotomy between her mental state and his.
Hmm. I also like the stark, sterile quality of the white everything. Like they're wearing white spacesuits. This is the city that they find themselves in. This is absent of Bill and the Doctor first, and then you have the two kind of workers, guardians, shepherds that will get to know them as shepherds later. It reminds me of like the original TARDIS console interior,
Yeah.
but new and different. And so I don't know if that was a purposeful homage or if it was just a happy accident, but I like it.
And
Somebody found out about that building and went story there quickly.
I think especially putting it in the middle of the wheat fields makes it more warmer. Like
Mm.
clean,
yes,
it's more like a clean feeling. Like
Yes.
everything is, yeah, like fresh, new, yeah. Is now do you a good time? Like, do you have information on the location? Because I agree,
Yes.
like the location is a huge character and
Hmm.
makes so much of the above world experience like what it is. Without like those angles and the space, it wouldn't be so awesome.
So I remember watching this when it first broadcast in 2017, and I thought it was CG.
Hmm.
And then I researched it, and it's a real place. I'm not going to pronounce the Spanish word for it, but it is called to in the English translation, it is the City of Arts and Sciences in Valencia, Spain. The main building that we see is like 40,000 square meters and has a height of 55 meters, 180 feet. And it's supposed to resemble the skeleton of a whale. So that's why it has that
Hmm.
weird, cool, I would call it cool structure.
Oh, it's great.
The purpose of the museum is to have interactive exhibitions and temporary collections related to science and technology. And this was also used in Tomorrowland, the movie, Andor, and Westworld. It was Coruscant. It was
Very
Coruscant
much
in
an
Andor.
Andor.
There's like different
Andor.
portions. It's kind of like a city. So there's different parts of this architecture marvel, just call it that are meant for different things. Like there's a science museum, there is an opera house, there's a theater, there is something called an um umbracle, which is that sort of greenhouse area that they go through eventually. And the opera house is called Queen Sofia Palace of the Arts. So it's just a lot going on there. And again, I didn't think it was real, but it's awesome that Spain did this. And it was officially opened in November 13th, 2000. So it's not
Wow.
Okay.
super new.
It
Um,
looks so good.
it does.
And I remember the first time watching this episode, and that architecture stood out. So I kind of always remember that architecture. And then uh, watching Andor, it was, I think at one point, Frank, didn't we turn to each other and be like, wait, this looks so familiar. And then it was like, oh wait, it's from Smile. And it stood out so much that I remembered what episode it was. And I love that. And now it's like, oh, okay, this is the point where Mom Mothma is running down the spiral staircase, and this is the point where the person gets shot. And so this is kind of like, okay,
You're watching
I
it.
like this.
Oh
And
yeah, that's the. Oh, sorry, I'm just looking at this picture. Yeah, that's where they ran down to get to the car. Like Andor took her.
Yes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the carport area.
Yeah. Do you know, was there any like special deal with like BBC and the Spanish government for this, or
uh,
they just had a?
I want to say that it's supposed to promote the arts and culture, and so it is. I think they're more open to filming there. It's been used in so many things, or not so many things, but very recognizable, like franchises.
Yeah.
I know, like Kelsey, you really you notice when the door opens, when the people are arriving and that like leaf-like door for the little robot that's standing behind them. Yeah, and that's just, that's the type of production value,
Oh yeah.
you can't, it's hard to pay for.
Yeah, where I
No.
was like, this is a real space.
right.
Yeah, the little bits of other facts that I want to just throw out there is that the whale, sort of skeletal whale part, was designed by Santiago Calatrava and was built or started construction in 1994. And then it had a symbolical inauguration in March of 2000 by then Prince Felipe, who is now King Felipe the Sixth of Spain.
I didn't know Spain still had a king.
I didn't either.
But this whole set, I mean, being real is great, but it's also the way that they filmed it.
Yeah.
The cinematography is really done well for this episode.
Yeah, I think the outside, especially, all the hallways, and then even on the inside, I think there are some shots, like after knowing that it's real, where the like behind Bill or behind the doctor is kind of overblown, and I assume that's to like hide real world things happening out the window. Like,
yeah, because Capaldi in the inside look or whatever behind the scenes thing they call it now, he said that you're like stuck and it's immersive in this city, but then if you want an espresso or something, you just go a little outside and then you can get it and then come back.
the best kind of location filming. Yeah, we'll put the fields in later.
For those of us who have watched Sarah Jane, is there a connection here?
Do you want to do that now or wait?
Well, just when we were watching it, both Brian and I said, we know her.
Yeah.
We know her, the one who wants everyone to smile. You got to smile. And then, it just didn't take us too long to recognize that she was Ronnie's mom.
Yeah,
right?
So her name in the show, this episode, is called Good Thing. They have weird names. And that she's played by Mina Anwar, who, like Frank said, is Ronnie's mom, which is Geeta Chandra in the Sarah Jane Adventures.
She does really well with what little she has to do.
Oh, she's great.
She sells it.
And I want to switch to the emoji effect with the button. It looked really good to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like you just slapped it on the shoulder or your front, and then it goes all the way to the back. And I was like, wow, that was really well done.
I like flipping it. You couldn't see it yourself. I thought they did that really well, and I kept like watching. Did they screw it up? Did they screw it up? Was there ever a moment you could see both sides? And I didn't see it. So I was like, well done.
There was a shot where Bill was like flipping an emoji side, and she only on the second watch, she was like acting like she was flipping it. But if you like really watch her, she's just like turning it. She's not really.
Oh.
She's just like doing a half turn and still holding it the same. I mean, yeah, no, those would probably be some fun props to get a hold of. Even like the yellow blank ones would be pretty cool.
I thought it was a cosplay thing. I'm surprised. I don't remember ever seeing that, but just, you're dressed as the doctor and just slap one of those on your back.
It's such a simple cosplay. The other thing that I like here that Brandon brought up earlier is the exposition. We get all this exposition, but it's done well that I don't have a spotlight saying, I'm talking to explain something to you. I like how it's naturally progressing, where they're talking about the patch and the doctor is going, oh, they're getting data, but who's collecting the data?
Yeah.
And then
and Bill's figuring some things out, but she's not like a genius. She's not figuring everything out. It's very human.
Well, especially when they go, how come I, as the patch wearer, cannot see it? And then they go, and then Bill's like, well, what if you fancy someone? And then the doctor goes, I guess you have to maintain eye contact, which I think is like almost prophetic, and like we're stuck looking at tablets in our hands instead of like talking to people. So I don't know. I like that little social commentary.
Yeah. And the thing about the exposition is I love the exposition up until the point when I don't. There is a point in this episode where all of a sudden it's like, okay, enough. Do something else.
Probably the third act.
I mean, we haven't gotten there yet, but it's when they walk into the ship.
Mm-hmm.
From that moment on, it's like, okay, you're nothing but exposition, so stop.
Well, I kind of like that the doctor's first assessment of the situation turns out to be like not 100%, and then he has to reassess. But I agree that then it can get a little like overly explainy.
That I didn't like. Honestly, it's like just because he got so much of it wrong, even as he's going along and correcting it as he gets more information, but then he still gets it wrong. He still gets it wrong. It's just, to me, that didn't seem right as a doctor.
I think it is part of like a writing issue, but I wonder also if it, like, if you really wanted to hand wave it away, you could say it's part of his tutoring of Bill to like help her kind of discover along the way. Like she's doing a lot of the talking, like kind of like an Aristotelian, right? Like or Socratic method where, he's letting her figure it out. I can't see your emoji, Frank.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's a little skeptical.
Yeah, no, I agree that the doctor is a little more fallible in this, in a way that, yes, like, he knows exactly the day and time by like tasting the air. He should have known a little more of the history of how these colony ships went. But for the story, I enjoyed seeing the turn that he was wrong about something and had to adjust.
I mean, I don't want to justify it, but
No, I know.
it's a very logical deduction the way he does it. He would have just realized that it's not the only one.
And I think you and I, Frank, are right on track because I like that he got it wrong.
Oh,
I
we're
love that
opposites
he-
for
okay.
that. Oh.
I love that he got
that's-
it wrong.
Okay, but okay.
No, when we get there, we'll discuss more.
And one last thing before we move on. When he's talking to Nardal in the TARDIS, so now I don't feel so bad because it was so much earlier. The doctor says, I'm over 2,000 years old. So that clarifies it. He is not 4 billion. And I know 4 billion is over 2,000, but he's not 4 billion. Fans can put that to rest. He's over 2,000 years old. Thank you. That question is settled. I hate the 4 billion thing.
Bringing up the blue foodstuffs. I was like, it's Soylent Blue. Don't eat it, Bill. Don't eat it. And then this shows more of how smart I like that the exposition has become, because she goes, is it safe to eat? And the doctor points out there's cutlery and only humans speak in emoji, so it's made for humans. And then it twists to something funny where she goes, why do you get 2? I get
Right.
1. Is this sexist? And what is this, bloke utopia? So I like all of that. It's great. And this is where the doctor surmises that the robots go ahead of the space colonists and build the habitat for their arrival. So they're doing these exposition-y things, but then throwing like good banter in between.
He also had a mention there of a emperor made out of algae. Is that,
Yes.
is that like an actual story, or is that just a fun connection?
I think it was just a throwaway because I didn't really find anything on that, but I could be wrong.
I think it's just a throwaway because they had the joke of he fancied me.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Yeah, I didn't find anything in my research. I mean, the closest thing would be Jabe, but she's a tree, not algae.
No, thank you. You just never know.
Yeah, never know. And then I think after that, they go into the greenhouse area, and where it's being automated fertilization. The doctor gets more suspicious, and I like that Bill is still marveling in what she's seeing, but the doctor is like, uh-oh, there is something weirdly wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And what I like about Bill's, I guess, enthusiasm, she goes, I'm smelling home, 20 light years from home, and I really believe Pearl's joyfulness in that moment.
Yes. I love that. I was surprised that the doctor didn't use his sonic or the shower that was coming out onto the plants.
I wonder if maybe they cut something, because he automatically, like, he looks at it or maybe smelled it, and then he
he
knew
put his
what
hand
it
in
was. He knew what it was without having to sonic it.
Yeah, well, he was already suspicious about where all the people were, and then he smells something bony.
And then they reveal in that little, I guess, conversion chamber that the skulls and the bones kick out. And I was like, it's people! It's people! From Soylent Green song. So good.
I liked his little Yorick moment when he's holding the skull.
Yeah.
He's really doing the mental thing, but he's like holding it. It's like, oh, I knew him. Alas, I knew him.
And
Was that Capaldi's skull?
I thought so.
Yeah, I'm wondering. We have them.
Yeah, I didn't find anything to confirm that, but I mean, why not? You got them all from a heaven sent. And then when they run away from that area to go back to the TARDIS out of the buildings, they're playing the 12th Doctor's theme, A Good Man, and I thought it was a very effective use as they're running away, because it's the like ramping up part of the theme.
They use it a couple times here, and their instrument choices are really good.
Yeah, there's a lot that happens in this paragraph. Sorry, we just keep talking. But the Doctor figures out that something is wrong, and he wants to keep Bill safe at all costs, and telling her to just like watch a movie in the TARDIS. I love that. And this is also what I like about this episode, is that after she's told what to do to keep her safe, she ignores it, but done in a good way, because we see her read the what would you call it? The writing, the sign on the telephone part of the TARDIS, like assistance and advice. And she figures out that the doctor is there to save people, not just her.
Yeah, the police and ambulance will respond
I
Yeah,
thought that was great.
on the sign.
yeah.
It's like
Can't
now we
remember
know
what-
why the TARDIS chose to keep it that way.
Yeah.
So it's like
It's a reminder.
whether that's true or not, but I just loved it. It was
No,
just to me a great moment of it explains why it's a TARDIS. The TARDIS is that shape.
It's
I also
advice,
like-
advice and assistance. That's what it said. That's the part she was like running her fingers through.
Right.
I like that her motivation wasn't, oh, I have to see it. Oh, I'm curious. I mean, that was a little of it, but I like that it was more like, well, he'll need someone to help him. You know, he can't. You know, why would you do this all on your own? So it wasn't just, well, I'm not going to be bored while you're in danger. It's like, no, here to help out, which is what I think she says to him when they meet up.
And then also, as she's watching the monitors on the TARDIS console at him of the doctor running through the wheat fields, he goes, he does run like a penguin from the previous episode, the pilot. So I like that little callback.
This episode does a really nice job of setting up Bill to have these choices. Like, it's not just the doctor saying, come with me or run or whatever. Like, the doctor's putting her places to keep her safe, and then she keeps, making the choice to help. And yeah, I mean, the doctor's already, I think, shown that he thinks she's companion material, but she does keep showing up and like showing out in ways that is good. Like, it is great for her character. Like, it really makes her likable and us root for her. And I know nothing bad will ever happen to Bill. So,
I did like the line about why the robots move so slowly, because they don't need to run. I never really thought of that. I loved exactly. They don't need to. We're already caught.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll learn about that later. Yeah.
Knowing they must save everyone who arrives in the future, they go to the original colony spaceship. The doctor wants to blow it up, taking the city and the robots with him. This makes the emoji bots very angry. The doctor finds the engine and rigs it to explode, while Bill discovers a dead woman's body. Watching a history log, she realizes that the Earth was evacuated and this colony is to be for the survivors. As she goes to help the doctor, she meets a little boy. He's one of the colonists. The doctor and Bill realize the people are not still traveling to the planet, they are already here in stasis, and they are beginning to wake up. The doctor immediately stops the engine from exploding.
I like Pearl's acting as she's like looking at the history log in that digital book, and she says, "What happened? Did something terrible happen? Are they the last people?" It's just wonderful how you hear her voice breaking and cracking.
Yeah.
It's like a human concern. Like, oh, I love it. It goes from like, we are here in the future, I'm 20 light years away and I'm smelling home, to what happened? Why are we here as opposed to back on Earth? I love that.
Yeah, really well done.
It's interesting seeing some of that imagery now. We're 5 years post COVID, but yeah, this was made 2017, so like that wasn't even on anybody's radar. But
Yeah.
it's still, I mean, it hit at the time, and now watching back at it, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It's prophetic, or I don't know. But
Timey-wimey.
when the doctor goes back and he starts to like convince the robots that he's okay by smiling, he says, "I'm happy. Hope you're happy too." And I was like, is that a David Bowie reference, Ashes to Ashes? Because Capaldi's a Bowie fan, and then also the Ashes to Ashes with the what's going on with the robots and humans. So I like that.
Yeah, I liked the reveal that this was an Earth exposition or colony, like when they open the ship door and it says, what does it say? It says Earth something.
United Earth.
United Earth. And I kind of like that reveal to let the audience know. And to Frank's point, if the doctor knew what happened to Earth, that everyone, I think, yeah, at this point he should have realized that, oh, this is an Earth ship from that when everyone had to flee Earth, the passengers are probably inside.
Because that's what I thought near the beginning. And it's like, I am definitely not smarter than the doctor. So it's like, why wasn't that even a consideration for him? But the doctor deciding to destroy it as his first option does not seem doctor to me.
I agree.
So that's what gets me going, no, we have to destroy it, just so there's more tension when he realizes what's going on. So it just, like Brian said, when they get into the ship, this whole episode seems to have a different writer or a different idea or condensed. Something happened where the way that it's being told is not the same as before.
It reminds me of the Power of Three with the all the cubes show up, and at the end of that they had the whole episode planned, but then the actor who was the bad guy was terrible, and so they just had to make it all up as they went along and do it quickly, so it kind of fell apart. I get that feeling with this one too. Once they got into the ship, I mean, I do kind of feel it falls apart, but we still get some banter. This was also the part where it was like, stop doing exposition, do some action, do something. It's like the action is we meet people and talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
But it's more exposition talk if they had more of a exchange of the reasons why they're doing it, how they're doing it, what they're going to be doing. Not just exposition, but getting into the heart of what the issues are about what are you going to do and can you live with these robots? It just seems to get more into the issue. You live with someone that wants to kill you.
Yeah, I think they could have played more like when the first doctor woke up and the doctor and Bill are telling him that it's the end of the world, and he's like, oh well, yeah, that's where we just left, like we're supposed to be
Right.
beyond that. Like that would have been a time that they could have explored more of, like, yeah, your world ended and now you want to end these, like the Vardy's world or something. The doctor would have had like a nicer speech there. But yeah, now that you mention it, it is kind of funny that like on this colony ship that was supposed to be about people being happy, they have the weapons cache like right away and like start handing out rifles to blow stuff up. Like yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
humans
I was
don't
like,
really
Well,
learn.
you can tell he was from America.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What
No.
while we're on it, do you know where the spaceship set was shot? Like, was it a similar location? Because that also has like a lot of cool.
I think sounds.
Oh, just a soundstage. Oh,
According to IMDb.
Oh,
I'll look it up.
I guess so.
I'll see.
I didn't know if it was like a particular factory or something, because it also looked pretty cool.
Yes.
Interior, Uxmouth Power Station in Wales.
There you go. Because yeah, they had like the hatches and all sorts of crazy stuff that is buildable.
Yeah.
They're gonna want to find that rather than build it.
I wonder if that's the same place they filmed Rose in, where she swings over and saves the dog in the first episode.
And throws in that little vial or kicks it. I don't remember, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and Mickey stinks.
Yeah.
I did like
There's
the
a-
doctor telling Bill that she has to stay there and guide him because she bought that perfectly and telling him how to go and all this. And then for her to come up with the idea, I could just take a picture and go. It's like, you kept me here just to protect me.
Yeah, I like that banter of all of that. It's good. It shows that both of them are smart.
Right.
Up until that point, I was thinking, thank you for not doing the obvious thing of, wait, no, turn left. No, turn right. Oh, wait, I'm confused. It was like, up until that point, they were both in sync, and it was because he already knew.
Yeah. Well, also he memorized it because he goes, "You've memorized it, haven't you?" He's like, "Yeah."
You're right.
Yeah.
I had a couple little things before that point where so the humans left Earth in all these ships. So and she had just mentioned he was Scottish, and so she's like, so there's a Scotland out there, and he's like, yes, they always want independence. That cracked me up. And then I think one of my favorite Bill moments is, they're in very deep peril at this point and they know it, and she's happy, and he's like, well, why are you happy? And she's like, you're such an awesome tutor.
Yeah.
I love that line. That's just, it comes out of nowhere and yet it makes so much sense. I just love it.
Yeah, speaking of like what you're bringing up, when Bill reunites with the doctor after having been left in the TARDIS for safekeeping, she says something like, I'm summarizing, but I couldn't just stand by and do nothing. I mean, you weren't content with letting me just serve chips. And I was like,
Yeah.
this is why I like Bill. And then going back to your thing about Scotland, I think at this time, the UK was preparing to leave the European Union in Brexit. So I think that line is very relevant to when this episode was filmed and aired.
Well, it's also when they had the Scottish referendum on independence.
Yeah, because I think at this time, Scotland was again seeking independence from the UK as a result of Brexit. And yeah.
I mean, and then when Brexit finally went through, there was talk of, okay, now we'll have another referendum to split with England so that we can go back into the EU. And there's all these legal. They just don't like the English.
It could be also a reference to The Beast Below with Matt Smith's first season, because
Yeah.
on Starship UK, it's like Scotland always wants independence everywhere we go.
Yeah, there's no Scotland on this ship.
During
I also like the little bit where he explained Viking settlers. They pull their longboats up, they turn them over, they use them as houses until they build newer houses. And I'm like, and we just did the time meddlers. So well done, Eugene. Good
Yes.
pick.
Yeah.
We actually saw those long ships.
Yeah, if you're following with us and if you can find the Time Meddler on Tubi.
I liked where Bill asks him like who allow you to do this, or how are you allowed to do any of this? And at first I was like, oh yeah, that's a really good question, when I was thinking the doctor was doing a little bit better. But this is like, I think before he realizes that the people are still there, so don't blow him up.
Mhm.
But he responds like, what do you mean allowed? It's a moral imperative. But it is interesting that later he's going to realize, like, if he did blow it up, he was going to kill all the colonists
Right.
Yeah.
he thought he was
Well,
saving.
well, even Bill's line of saying like, you blow something up, there are consequences. Like that's just how the universe works. And he's like, what?
Yeah. But I do like that Bill again is like not just going along with the doctor. And even though she's impressed by him, she still like is trying to hold him to a standard that sometimes he doesn't hold himself to, obviously.
Mhm.
Well, she's just asking questions.
Mhm.
And that's what I like about Bill. All of her questions.
Yeah.
It's a good reminder to us to like just ask questions.
Stay curious.
Yeah, why aren't the seats closer to the console? Like what? Yeah, who
Or do you have stretchy arms that'll
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Like Mr. Fantastic. That's funny. She actually called it out.
Yeah, she did. Oh, one last thing. When Bill finds out what happened to the Earth, I just wish there was one moment where Capaldi turns around. She's like, "So the Earth, the Earth it got destroyed and stuff." And I just wanted Capaldi to go, "Oh, it got better. The humans went back. It's only this 51st century where this happened."
This is before Rose sees the end of the Earth, right? Like that's where.
Yeah, that's millions of years
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
future. Starship UK, which is where I equate this time period, was, I think it was 51st century.
I think so, because that's what Moffat likes to always go to.
He always goes to that one. And at that time, it's like, yeah, humans eventually, the Earth, because I think it's sun flares or something like that, and climate and all that kind of thing. But it then does settle down and they go back, like Wall-E. So
Mhm.
one thing we all forgot, including the doctor and Bill, the boy. We haven't talked about the boy.
The boy?
Yeah, that felt very like a writer thing. Like, let's just show the boy. Like, let's throw that wrench in the gears sort of thing.
Sure, but then do something with it. I mean, he
And that's
completely
what-
disappears and they don't even.
But that's what I mean. It felt like very much like, let's just serve the plot. Throw the boy in there.
Yeah,
Well, he went looking for his mom, so he wanders off, and nobody cares.
cares.
Mhm. Well, he shows up and then he's like in the scene that we'll get to, but he doesn't do or say anything in that scene. He's just like got his head in his hands down on the table sort of thing. It's weird.
This last watching made me think, I wonder if he was just not a good kid actor, and so they really cut down as much as they could.
Well, they just needed him to wave for the locket.
Yes.
Oh, I think he did fine in some of the other scenes, or at least fine enough. But it's just story-wise, he's in the first group to wake up of the colonists, after the settlers have worked everything out, and now they're waking up the next group. And it's just think, okay, his mom's there, so I can see that she pushed for it. But for him to get out of it before any of the other people, to go and meet them, to go down, it's just it's just written that way with no real reality-based feeling to it.
It feels convenient. for
We agree on
convenience
this
sake.
one.
Yes, we do. Which is very odd.
So we know we're right.
They find out that the dead woman was the first to die in the colony. She died of natural causes, which caused grief in the others. But the emoji bots are programmed to make sure everyone is happy, and grief is the opposite. They treated grief as a plague and eliminated it wherever it occurred. The doctor tells the newly awoken colonists what has happened. They arm themselves and confront the emoji bots. When a colonist shoots one, they react in rage and want revenge. The doctor realizes that makes the emoji bots a unique sentient species, so he reboots them and all is well. The doctor negotiates a fragile peace and they fly off.
He control alt deletes.
What the what?
Yeah, this felt like this could have been longer, and they were like, "Oh, we got to wrap it up." So
It's
yeah,
hard.
also-
The different species story has already been done and done better with the gangers than this
Yeah.
one. If that's what the story they wanted to tell was.
Yeah.
Wasn't.
But I didn't see these as beings. No,
Because
okay,
we
no,
were-
those are
because we
two
were
things. Those are
told.
robots. But
well,
then
because we
there's-
were told. That's why I think it doesn't work as well.
it was only told from the doctor just going, oh,
Yeah.
like the other mistakes you've made in this episode of thinking this is it, this is it, this is it.
Yeah. See, when we normally talk about two-parters, like the gangers, the almost people, those could have been one episode. Or the way that it was presented to us in broadcast, that could have been one episode, but we wanted more focus on the moral consequences and the moral gray areas. That the second episode of that arc kind of brushed over. Where I feel in this one, it might have served well to do it in two episodes to kind of show us more of like the doctor figuring out that the Vardy are sentient.
Yes,
That's just
I agree.
Yeah.
Because having the idea of grief and it then seeing that as a threat and an enemy. So yeah, it creates the badges so it can monitor and has a solution. That's not a sign of life. That's a program.
Yes, exactly. Programming.
War Games did it. And Joshua's not alive when he thought it was under attack. It's not a species.
Yes.
And that's how I'm going, where did you come up with that as being a sentient life form?
Just that it had its own emotional response that it wasn't programmed for. You attacked us, so now we react with rage.
But you don't need emotions to be a life form.
Yeah, they were shorthanding it. I'm not saying it's good.
No,
I'm
I know. But the whole idea is also the doctor's, I'm sorry, I'm a little passionate about this, I guess. The doctor is assigning an emotion to it rather than just an algorithm logic of you keep them happy, this is not working, and going, we must stop this from happening. That's all the thing did. That's all they were doing.
I think you needed the doctor to actually have communication with them, whether it's through emoji or talking.
Mhm.
Like,
That's why I said he gave his lecture to the wrong group. I thought when he was like, "Oh," when he was like, "What?" How's he say it? He's like, "What's the opposite of
Massacre, I think.
a massacre?" He's like, "A lecture."
Right.
Okay. And so I thought the next thing was he had gathered all the robots and was like, here's what happens with humans. They expire. It's not,
Yes.
And then he's talking to the humans and I was like, wait, what? He needed to, what happened to the words being the doctor's strongest weapon?
It's a different doctor. That's what I associate it with.
Yeah,
It's a different
and he
writer.
kind of does this.
Yeah.
This kind of happens a lot this season, where he does undoctor-like things to make a point, kind of a thing. And it's like, stop, don't do that. But it doesn't happen that often. What I don't like is immediately he discovers that they're sentient, and ooh, they're sentient. Okay, so I'm going to reboot them. I'm going to turn them off, wipe their entire basic existence, and turn them back on because they're sentient. No.
Yeah, no.
Not at all.
No.
Again, that's why I think this might have been better served to be two episodes so that the doctor would naturally figure out like what to do with brokering that peace between the human colonists and the Vardy. This shortcut kind of, I was like Brian, I was up and with it until a certain point, and then I was like, you rushed the ending. You could have landed it.
Yeah, it misses the landing completely.
One alternative would be like a singular villain, right? Like they figure out where the control center is in the ship that's like actually messed up, like how, and fix it. And like,
Thank you.
The computers are fixed now, great, or whatever it was. But yeah, to like add that other wrinkle at the last act, makes it like, yeah, it just adds so much confusion, and there's not enough time to resolve it properly. So yeah, I don't know what happened in the writing, but yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm so glad you brought up Hal in 2001 because I love 2001 and 2010
Yeah.
as you watch them together because you find out what happened to Hal. And I wanted so much to find out, like, where did the programming go wrong with the Barty?
And in 2010, it makes sense.
It does, and I love
Yeah,
that.
I love that. And boy, 2001 fans don't, but I did. I thought it was great. They didn't want a logical explanation. It had to be mystic, existential kind of a thing.
Watch both movies. That's all we're saying.
And if they were sentient, I would like a little bit different, where the robotic Vashinarati, who leave people's bones, if the Barty became one brain. So all the little parts, when they all hook together, they get this, that could be when they got this consciousness or something. That's who you should be talking to. When they separate, they're more robots. When they're together, they've melded and became bigger than what they are. Something. Because once you erase their memory, I mean, that's what made them sentient in his mind in the first place, is their experience, their emotions, their way of dealing with things and growing and learning. And now he's back to the basics. Now it's back to office, or how they sent them out to begin with. Just the primal program.
Plus, also, he pretty much says they may not have any memories, but they're the same as they were before. So you better play nice. And it's like, these people are going to be dead by dinner time. The TARDIS flies off, and again, this is all just, no one can get sad on this. It's like, wish them into the wheat field. I mean, no.
Yeah,
Would
it's
have been better
unfortunate.
if you had just left early on.
The negotiating rent was a funny line, and then with the little pound signs.
Yeah.
So that was a funny bit, but they had to go more. I agree with you totally, Brian, in that you have to tell them and show them. And they didn't even tell the colonists that they didn't really know. They kind of did, but not enough to go, this is what you got to do. Explain to these people, tell them who you are, let them examine, do something. It just, I really didn't like that ending.
And it also can't be that big a deal. Apparently, there's only 12 colonists.
On that wave that woke up.
Yeah, I know. I'm talking about extras, but still.
But I kind of liked that when I was in stages, then it set the.
No, I know. No, I know why. I know.
So I like how they did it.
There's millions of colonists. I get it, but like we see 12.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw more with Roderick on the Weakest Link when they're down in the basement about to be killed by the Daleks. It's like, you had more extras there. Why couldn't you have some more here? Or at least one shot with a lot of people and go, okay, there's a group of us who are going to go.
I will say one thing that made me think we should have 2 episodes of this Smile story is that when they're having that Mexican standoff with the newly awoken colonists and the emoji bots with the boy, the 2 emoji bots hold the boy's hand in that tense standoff. And I was
same difference.
Regardless,
I'm just saying.
But what they do, I'm projecting, what they do is that they are keeping the boy safe. It was like a protective quality, and I wanted the doctor to pick up on that. I wanted somebody to pick up on that.
Oh.
See, and I thought that, and that's why I think wrist is critical, because I think grabbing him by his wrists is not comforting. It's containing.
Again, I'm projecting what I wanted to have in the second
I know.
episode.
Yeah, because I don't know if they knew that, but that would be an interesting idea that it was more protecting.
Yeah, they're
because
learning.
Usually what we've seen throughout the whole episode is that they hold people so they don't run away, and so they can get eaten. So that would have been a really good. I like that, Eugene. That would have been a really good going. Wait a minute, they're doing something different.
Or maybe they had just meant to help people all along and thought they were helping. But
Wrong programming. Yeah.
But that is what it is. They thought they were helping.
We kind of agree in different words that they were trying to help.
Wasn't there? What was that one with Amy where she was in a loop and it
was
or was
the woman who lived.
Where she got old. The woman who waited, I believe.
Waited.
Oh wait, is that right?
I think so.
Anyway, it doesn't. It's okay. The magic haddock. Is that a British thing?
No.
No, I turned to Brian when the doctor was mentioning when they come out of the TARDIS, and he says the haddock, and so I did the whole joke of, oh, I know that reference.
So go ahead, Frank.
No, it's just something that I remember reading, I guess in grade school even, but it was slightly different in that it wasn't a haddock. It was like a golden fish that the fisherman was getting and had the 3 wishes. So just when he said haddock and the way he's saying it, that story came back going, I know what that is. I know what he's talking about. Be careful what you wish for, and know what you want in general.
So I took it in a different, well, similar way, but different. Not that there was another magical fish, but it was more like the monkey's paw, if you know that. That's more commonly known.
Because haddock, it was like, haddock? Why is it a haddock? But if it's just a magical fish that he caught.
That's the Scottish
and
version.
Exactly. No, probably. Yeah, haddock.
But and I think Alburn, you mentioned that earlier in this episode that we've seen this sort of thing done better, and this was done better in the Doctor Dances, where the nanogenes kind of get the DNA wrong, and the Doctor there is no bad guy in the episode. It's just a misunderstanding. In this case, it's the misunderstanding of programming. So it's like that's why it doesn't work for me, because I've seen it done better.
Yes. Also, if this was they made them a bad guy because they are alive and sentient and doing this on purpose. Even if they might be doing it for the right reasons. We've seen a lot of dictators and everything trying to do some good things, but the way they go about it destroys so much and does it in such a bad way. It's like they are the evil ones. But so he gave them a personality at the end, which is like, no, they aren't that.
Well, and I mean, again, it does hit different today, where we are looking at, what artificial intelligence is doing to job markets, and are these like tools? Are they like, my ChatGPT is not sentient, very much so, and to like think that it is would be a problem, so to think that these tools that the colonists were using are sentient just because they're being like used as tools, or that they have some sort of self-defense, is also kind of not right, because you do have to actually keep like sentience separate from non-sentience, or you will get into trouble. And a lot of people today are getting into trouble because they think that something that appears like it has conscience and is talking to you, it does, but it does not. And so if you lose sight of that, you can cause more issues than you're helping people.
Have they not seen Ex Machina?
They have not. Those people that are fooled, no.
Yeah, they have not.
Oh, when we were talking about the door, and it had the United Earth, whatever, I think the name was Erewhon?
Something like that.
And it's nowhere spelled backwards.
Oh, okay. I was going to figure it out, and then I thought, well, Eugene will tell us.
Well, it's a Los Angeles grocery chain now, sort of. But I don't know what it would mean from the UK 8 years ago.
No, I just thought that's like a little Easter egg. If you,
yeah,
spell it backwards.
One thing that I did think about through the whole episode is just how old emoji are, that they were like a thing that was being made fun of in 2017, and even before then, like we had texting and emoji. So
well, it's also one of the most successful movies, right, Brian?
It's an evergreen, and it pays the mortgage. I'm sending it out all the time. God help the world. It really is extremely popular. Side note, our number one is Step Brothers.
I love Step Brothers.
We can't send Step Brothers out to the world fast enough.
Oh, man. Why are you so sweaty? Just watch an episode of Cops.
Let's look at it's comedies that are in demand.
I mean, I think that's why I like The Naked Gun so much, because comedies are almost non-existent in theaters. They are on streaming.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was really interesting that they ended this episode as a preview to the next episode. That I thought was, okay, now they're making it a serial which connects all the episodes together in order, which kind of hurts the fan base or canon idea, because then you can't write anything in between there. But they don't usually do that. Take it to a whole different story at the end of an episode. Unless it's like a trilogy type of thing. Or
they haven't done it in a while, because the one I'm picturing in my brain is Martha's season, where following this formula, she goes into gridlock, and then as soon as, was it gridlock? And then they go into the past, or is it the past into gridlock where the arrow gets shot, and then the following episode, the Doctor pulls it out of the TARDIS.
But right. But I think if you watch that out of sequence,
I agree with that.
It would not make a difference. This one, if you watch the next one and it's not in the sequence, it's like, Okay, is there a missing episode? It just seemed
In that
different.
vein, I want to say, since they gave us a preview of the next episode in this episode, preview of the next podcast episode is you should all remember River Song and Stevie Wonder. It's important. It's important.
I get that reference.
It's okay. We'll explain.
I'm looking ahead at the episode's endings, and I do not see any connection like this.
Okay. So they were just trying something.
Yeah.
They probably had a few minutes extra. They didn't have enough script.
Oh man,
Which
yeah.
is, yeah.
Or they said, this one's for Frank. So we do a modern time. We go into the future. Now we're going into the past. Here it is.
They knew the ending was a little iffy, so they're like, just put the next scene in from the next episode, the first scene. We'll make it previously or next on. Yeah, that's it.
Or
That was
maybe
a strange thing. It came up before a next on or anything. So it is
Yeah.
part of this episode.
because the other scenes I'm seeing on the other episodes are next ons, not a full-on scene.
Hmm.
Or maybe the writer wasn't paid enough, so he's like, I'm just going to breeze through this third act. Let's talk about maybe what is the season mystery. The Doctor can't go off world and a vault. So those things
Yeah,
have been
right.
mentioned in both the pilot and Smile this episode.
And his oath to whom for what?
We don't know. We'll find out.
I've watched ahead more recently. Yeah, no, so much about Bill. Like, I mean, like her costume being like brighter colors and just being more like not interested romantically in the Doctor at all is great. Like, there's no like
Tension.
ability, there's no
Yeah.
whip of it, there's no like will they won't they, like, yes, it's very good that they nip that in the bud right away because it makes their relationship, I think, maybe not better but at least different from Clara and Amy and Rose,
Mhm.
that they've all, and Martha, like, yeah, they all, like, and that's great for on TV, with like anytime you have drama, you want all the tension you can get, and romantic tension is like a part of the human experience. But it's nice in this to like not have that for a minute.
And it kind of reminds me of the Seventh Doctor with Ace, how she called him Professor, and he's
Oh,
now
yeah.
a professor. And then also with this episode, the Doctor did visit another human colony where unhappy people were killed in the Happiness Patrol with the Seventh Doctor.
Oh wow! And Ace is the anarchist, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
with the,
I
with the
don't
boom
mind
box and bat.
Yeah,
And explosives.
And
Yeah.
bombs.
Nitro 999 or 99, I don't remember.
yeah. I'll watch more stories with them.
All right, so we have Kieran Dadlani playing Kazia, the sister that's out in the wheat fields, unaware of the emojis. That's who she is. And then we mentioned Mina Anwar, who's a good thing. She was also in a movie that I really enjoyed called The Glass Worker. It is Pakistan's first hand-drawn animated film that came out in 2024. And I wish it was somewhere for purchase here in the US. And we mentioned she plays Geeta Chandra, Ronnie's mom in the Sarah Jane Adventures. Ralph Little plays Steadfast, which is the name of the medtech officer that first wakes up and starts to riling the troops to take arms against the Vardy.
It's just funny. I forgot that he was the med tech,
Yeah.
and he's the first guy to grab the gun. Yeah, that's yeah.
That's why he's an American.
Doctors do, yeah.
And then Kalungi Sinbadike plays Nate. He's the other sort of featured colonist with a gun. Kaiser Akhtar plays Praiseworthy. He's the little boy that wanders into Bill's presence, and then we forget about him, just like I forgot about him. Craig Garner plays Emoji, one of the emoji bots, like in the practical costume. And Kiran Shah plays the other emoji bot. So these are kind of short people. Kiran is 4.5 feet tall, and he held the Guinness World Record as the shortest professional stuntman currently working in film since October 2003. So he's been working since, I saved this guy for last because he's been working since 1977. His first
Wow.
credited role is The People That Time Forgot. He was in Dark Crystal, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Return of the Jedi as an Ewok, and EG-6, which is the power droid that's getting tortured in Jabba's palace, with he's upside down and his feet are being burned.
There's a person in that? Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
He was Ulin Musters in Rogue One, Tito in The Force Awakens, Neepers Panpick in The Last Jedi, Nambi Gimma in Rise of Skywalker, Brannick in Andor, Karji in Solo. In Legend, he was Blunder. That's the Ridley Scott legend. He was also in The Adventures of Baron Munchausen, which is one of my favorite movies. He was in the Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone as a goblin. The Chronicles of Narnia, he was Einar Brick. In The Hobbit, he was Master Staddy. And he was Elijah Wood's stunt double in Fellowship of the Ring and the Hobbit movies. He's been working a lot. He was also awarded the MBE, Member of the Royal British Empire, in 2024. So he's a lot. He's been in lots of things we've seen. Smile. Who is this episode good for? Or more specifically, this episode is good for who? A new viewer, a casual viewer, a fan of the show, or a diehard? I feel like Frank wants to go first.
I was having fun earlier before the whole thing. Anyway, I could. I like the premise of having an electronic life form, of having them become sentient, become an actual life form. I liked it. This did not do it well. The whole ending just seemed to contradict a lot of what had gone before. It's not the same kind of character that was there before. It just said, okay, these are going to be the way that we finish it, and then just do it. And it didn't seem to make as much sense as it should. So that I didn't like. I did like some of the writing, the banter, and all that. So on this one, I think a lot of the problems I had was because of knowing the Doctor and expecting certain things from the show. So I'm going to say casual.
Well, I was going to say casual, but I know Frank wouldn't like that.
You can still say it.
But I've been thinking, but also because Frank said this, I think I didn't like parts of it because I know stuff. So if you came into this new, it's kind of a good episode for that, because it's basically the companion is the stand-in for the audience, and we get a lot of explanation of the show, what the show is. And it's good acting and it looks good. So I think I'm going to say new, because I don't even think if you're a new viewer, the ending would bother you that much.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with Brian and say new. I thought this was a fun little episode, and you could watch it, and right away just watch the next one, because it just kind of goes right into the next one. Next one. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think at first I was leaning more towards casual, because I haven't used this season to introduce anybody to the Doctor. But yeah, after hearing Brian and Kelsey, no, I think this would be better I think it would be a pretty good introduction to the Doctor. The set is great. It is nice that most of it is just Bill and the Doctor. So you do get a lot of the good banter and a lot of the mystery of what has happened here, and you get to build on that, especially if haven't watched better examples in the past of it. So yeah, I'll go with new viewer. I think it's bright. It's optimistic.
Yeah, I'm going to put it into a new viewer as well, and I think that was kind of what I felt. And despite the failings of the third act, there's still enough that got me through. My favorite scene, and I think I would show a new viewer this episode with an emphasis on that scene where Bill and the Doctor go into this place and they start to discover and question why things are. I'm like, this is why I like the show. You're showing two people that are kind of smart, figuring things out, especially with the blue cubes as foodstuffs. Is this safe to eat? Well, there's cutlery, and they're communicating through emojis. Only humans do that. I was like, man, this is why I like the show. It's examples of that, an intelligent doctor, an intelligent companion asking the right questions. And then, of course, when Bill says, I'm going to forego my safety in service of other people's safety, as well as helping out the Doctor. So those two things kind of propel it for me into a new viewer category. All right, so that wraps up Smile. Thanks for listening, stay safe, and we'll see you next time when the future becomes the present.
You just listened to an episode of Who Knew?
Our wonderful theme music is by Michael Grady.
Find him on Facebook at The Universe Explodes.
Additional music is by Damiel Paggio.
Additional music by Paul Ohlers.
All our episodes are engineered by Auburn, and you can find him at auburnbinkley.com.
You can also find this show in several places.
Follow us on Twitter at Who Knew Podcast.
Subscribe, review, and listen to us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Or on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/whoknewpodcast.
All our episodes are on whoknewpodcast.com.
Visit our Facebook page.
Please leave comments, reviews, and click like to support Who Knew Podcast.
To listen to our show on your Amazon Echo device, subscribe to us on Amazon Music,
And then ask your Amazon device to play your podcast subscriptions.
This podcast is inspired by Doctor Who.
The longest-running sci-fi show in history.
And especially the revival spearheaded by Russell T. Davis.
Thanks to Russell, Sidney Newman,
Verity Lambert, Ron Grainer,
and all those involved in the adventures of our favorite Time Lord.
Your work continues to inspire and entertain.